you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hey, hello, my name is Angela. I'm a lawyer and I make videos about law school, lawyer life, and all things in between. Today's video is going to be for my law students who are preparing for 2025. Okay, we're going to be talking about how to set some goals so you can start your 2025 school year off super strong. Okay, so let's jump right in. Goal setting and tracking the goals that you set can set the foundation for academic success in law school. So it's super important. From my personal experience, that is really how I was able to succeed in law school, because I would set actionable goals for myself and then make sure I did the work to actually achieve those goals and track my progress on achieving my goals. So for example, I set out my first semester of law school. I wanted to do the best I could. At that time, I wasn't really tuned in on really how all things worked in law school, especially like OCI and getting internships. But I knew that I wanted to do the best that I could as far as like academically, like grades wise, because I knew I wanted to land a job outside of law school that would help me pay back all of the student loan debt that I was going to get in going into law school. And so that's exactly what I did. I set out from the very beginning to make intentional goals that would push me through my ultimate goal, which was to make the best grades that I could while in law school. So as you're preparing to make your goals for the 2025 spring semester, the first thing you should do is reflect on your previous semester, right? Reflect on fall semester. What went right? What things did you do right to get you closer to whatever success that you're looking to achieve? Whether that be, grades, getting involved in extracurricular activities, networking, whatever those goals were. What actions did you perform to help you get closer to achieving those goals? And in addition to looking at what went right, you should also look at what went wrong. What could you have done differently? What could you have done a little bit better at? What actions do you absolutely not need to repeat for the new year in order to make sure that you are staying on track with your goals? As a law student, some of the things you might look at is, what was your time management like? What was your study schedule like? How consistently did you update your outlines? Did you go to professor's office hours? Assess those types of things. For me, my biggest class that I think I struggled with throughout law school, which some of you guys are gonna be like, what? Was LRW, my legal research and writing class. I just did not like legal writing. And so that was always the class I struggled with. Not the core classes. I had no problem studying for those. I excelled in those classes, but my LRW class, y'all, I just did not like it. At my school, we had LRW 1 and then we had LRW 2 in the spring semester. So when I reflected on my first semester, I realized that my LRW 1 grade was the worst grade out of all of my grades, right? I still did good. I think I got a B+. But that was insane to me. I told myself, how do you get A's and A+ in the core classes where you actually have to do crazy final exam prep and then get a B+ in LRW? And so from there, I did some reflection about what I could have did better. And so one of the things, I did not lean on going to my professor's office hours, getting feedback on my draft memos and things like that. So I knew that I needed to change that for the new semester. The next step is to set specific goals for yourself and then make sure you are checking in consistently on your progress on that goal. And when I say specific goals, I really mean specific actionable items. Break down your goals. So for example, many people will have an overarching goal that says I want to make all A's this semester. Okay, that's a great goal, but you need to break down that goal into actionable steps to reach that big goal. So for example, instead of just saying I want to make all A's this semester, say I want to update my outline consistently every week or every other week so that my outline is fully complete by the time I need to start studying for final exams. Or say I'm going to do X amount of practice exams while I'm studying for final exams. Those are the types of actions that's going to get you to that overarching goal, which is to ultimately make all A's in all of your classes. The second part of that step is to track it as you go. You have to check in. The worst thing you can do is make a goal at the beginning of the year and then think that you're going to just automatically or magically achieve that goal without checking in on your progress. That is something that I know to do, but it's one of the biggest mistakes that I made in 2024. I made a list of goals, as I do every single year, but I wasn't checking in on them. I usually check in monthly, quarterly, and I wasn't doing that. And so I think I got to probably August or September and looked at my goals and I'm like, oh crap, I'm not on track to meet all of these goals. I'm not even on track to meet 50% of these goals. And I'm like, wait, what went wrong? And it was because I wasn't tracking it. They weren't top of mind because I wasn't looking at my goals. I let months go by and I wasn't looking at my goals. So I wasn't you know, it wasn't top of mind for me to be working on those things to actually achieve those goals. So checking in and tracking your progress is super key. And there's many ways you can do this. You can do it through a notes app on your phone. You can do a to-do list on your phone. You can do a physical planner. You can do a digital planner. For my law students, if you don't know, I did create a planner specifically for law students that you guys can check out. I'll leave the link to it down below. But essentially, it is a planner for 2025 geared towards law students. So it has all of the normal things you would see in a typical planner. It has daily, weekly, monthly, annual, you know, kind of pages and places for you to track both your personal and school life. But also there are templates geared specifically for law students. So for example, a lot of you guys are going to be doing OCI. And so it has an interview tracker where you kind of track your interviews, track who you are interviewing with, whether you got an offer, those types of things. So just things that I specifically thought about, templates that I would have liked to have in my planner for law school, I created in this law school planner. So again, I will leave the link to that planner down below. Also, I'm going to do a special discount code for everybody, and you can use the code aspiring lawyer to get $5 off of the planner. So again, there's lots of options out there, but the key is to stay organized and plan things out. The next step is, as you plan your goals, make sure they are realistic and make sure they allow you to maintain your work and school life. The worst thing you can do is set a ton of goals that are not attainable, that are not realistic, that will just stress you out when you check in and see that you are not close to attaining those goals. Now, I do suggest doing stretch goals, not goals just that you know for sure you can achieve, because there won't be much work to put in if you already know it's something that you're, you know, already doing. But don't make them so stretched that they're out of reach. And one of the things that people do is like, they unrealistically say, I'm gonna update my outline every single day after class. You're not really going to be able to do that. The reality is that life comes at you fast, things get busy, you have a lot of things to juggle. And so that's probably not a realistic goal to set. Another mistake law students tend to make is they go full speed ahead from day one. And that is a sure way to burn yourself out. Don't go full speed ahead from day one. Law school is a marathon, right? The semester is a marathon. So, you know, in your early weeks, don't go full speed ahead. Don't think you need to be studying like it's finals. It's a marathon. You work your way to it. And then when finals come, that's when you start to sprint. So keep that in mind when you are planning your goals for the 2025 semesters. Last step is to be flexible in your goals, right? The goals are a guideline, but your goals can change throughout the year, and that's okay. Be okay with making adjustments. Be okay with pivoting. That is life. Challenges will arise. Changes in interest might arise. You can start off the year thinking you're going to shoot for one internship and then realize that you have an interest in something else and then go for that. Just life happens, right? And so being able to adjust and pivot and not let that stress you out is going to be key as you click along throughout the year, right? I just think back to one of my law school experiences. My 1L year was very successful for me, as you guys know, but one of the things that I felt really contributed to that success is that I had a roommate slash study partner who was in my section who had all of the same goals as me as far as like wanting to do really well, and we really held each other accountable. Those evenings where I really didn't feel like studying, I knew I had her right there to kind of help me stay accountable and kind of help me stay motivated to keep going because we were in it together. Well, after our first year, she decided to transfer to another school. And I no longer had her, like she was kind of a crutch to me. So I had to pivot and figure out, okay, how do I self-motivate in times that I just don't feel it? How do I hold myself accountable? Because now my accountability partner is gone. And so I had to figure out how to pivot, how to adjust like what my strategy was, because I always knew I had that accountability partner, that study partner. So things like that will arise, right? And you have to be willing to adjust. As you make your goals and as you work towards your goals throughout the year, just remember that sometimes you're going to have to adjust, and that's okay. So yeah, you guys, that's pretty much all I have for this video. I really just wanted to provide some insight, as I know many of you are wrapping up with finals and are now kind of looking towards preparing for the new year, setting those goals for a new semester. And so I thought I'd drop, you know, just kind of my perspective and my experience in hopes that it is helpful to all of you. So with that, you guys, I'm gonna let y'all go. If you like the video, please give it a like, please comment and say hello. Give me any sort of video ideas. As we head into the new year, I definitely want to do content that you guys are actually interested in seeing. Again, if you haven't checked out the Aspiring Lawyer Planner, please do. I will leave the link to it along with the discount code in the description box below. Follow me on Instagram where I post multiple times a week on my feed and my story at _theaspiringboss. Make sure you join the Aspiring Lawyers Facebook group. I'll leave the link to that as well below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.